Hello, thank you for tuning in to my reading for today. Today's reading is for Aries for the month of January 2020. I'll be using the Power Deck, the Divine Feminine, and possibly receiving a card from the Manifesto Soulmate Oracle cards. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's meditate a little bit, real quick, nothing too crazy. One more time. Well, in case those of you watching might think, oh, that's not meditating. Breathing is a form of meditation. Yoga is also a form of meditation. So there's different types of ways, as long as it's causing... Okay, so let's get started. God, ancestors, please give me a message for Aries for the month of January, year 2020. Please give me a message for the sign of Aries for January 2020. For those of you tuning into my channel for the first time, I usually like the cards to pop out, jump out on their own. I don't like to take it from the top because of the fact that these cards have pictures, and I feel the message is more real and more surreal and more coming from spirit, from divine, when it jumps out on its own. Humor. Someone else got humor. Okay. Oh, that one jumped out. Quickening. I feel like this is the same message someone else got. Someone else, another sign I did last night, had the same cards. Someone needs this message. Whether it's your rising sign, your moon sign, courage. For one more. I usually just take out the cards, and it all depends on what my intuition is telling me to do. Gathering. Okay. Divine Spirit, please give me a message for Aries for the month of January 2020. Please give me a message for the sign Aries for the month of 2020. Saint Bridget. for the sign, the month of January. Spirit, please give me a message. God, ancestors, divine, please give me a message. A divine feminine for the month of January for Aries. Isis. Ooh, just reading about her. Okay. So, let me grab my glasses really. Ooh, grab my glasses really quick. So, humor. Look at the picture. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Coming to America. If you've ever seen that. They just feel out of place, but it's okay. Something to laugh about. It's a new adventure. Humor. Fear and anger awaken the power of your will. In the juxtaposition of realities, as in the primitive positions in the wilderness of an urban setting, find truth. See how you have chosen your illusions, as have others, and seek to feel the laughter that holds together your daily dream. Self-importance blinds you to the source of joy and humor. Awaken the power of your will and find your laughter wholeheartedly. Awaken your sense of humor. The next card we have is Quickening. Okay, it's a little better. Way better. Okay, so it says, you can never really teach or worry about the unknown with words. You must use experience, but if you look into the eyes of a woman of power, you may catch up with her a little. She has years of truth ahead of you. However, her eyes can quicken you like a river heading towards the rapids. Open yourself with love and not with understanding. You cannot love with your mind. Listen from the heart. If a camel is walking down a path and another camel passes him, and the first camel will go faster to keep up. This is how power works. Don't learn everything with your mind. Quicken your spirit by letting go of attachments and move to a stronger vibration of power. We gotta release the ego a little bit and enjoy life. I know there's a lot going on. 2019 was a very, very tough year. And the new moon or new eclipse in Cancer is going to be a little tough. But it all depends on how you frame it in your mind. If you continue to think like, okay, well, you know, I'm sick and tired of this. Everything is not working out. Life is so hard. And you're just so fed up. That's how you will continue to feel. But when you find the humor in something and is able to smile, find something to smile about, at least. It can automatically start a shift. So the next card is Courage. Action takes courage. We often feel like fish out of water, separate and different from the world around us. But fish out of water can learn to swim in a new air of consciousness and with a new purpose in life. Perhaps it is identification with objects and clinging to addictions that keep you feeling separate from the source of your power. Perhaps it's not only a dependence on drugs, sex, or alcohol, but also addictions like the fear of failure, the need for approval, or the fear for desertion. Discover your own power and meaning by having the courage to give up with your addictions. Then live your power with courage. So, we think that courage is like something that is a major decision or something major, and it really doesn't have to be. You just have the courage to just shift certain things about yourself that you know is toxic. That alone is courage, because you're so used to it. You're taking the stand and you're putting your foot down with yourself, so that way you can be in a place where you need to be, right? You need to pay more attention. The next card is gathering. This is a beautiful card too. It's like the galaxy that she's gathering, right? In the desert. And it says, this life is like a fulcrum on a scale of balance. Your past and future lives determine the need for gathering the strength in this life. There is a reason for all the pain. Excuse me. As you gather knowledge from the infinite sea of consciousness and life experience, you begin to evolve. You fill the gourd of your spirit with knowledge so that one day it can be emptied and you may begin to gather wisdom. Become one with all life and consider the true importance of what you are gathering. So, the advice that we've gotten so far, right? Just a quick disclaimer. The purpose of this reading, right? The purpose of this reading is for us to find things that we need to work on, so that way we can move up on the ladder of success, move up on the ladder of happiness, move up on the ladder of joy, and leave all of everything that is toxic to us, that makes us unhappy, that is hurting us, that is just not working out, and build up that courage to do so. Pay more attention. Learn to love life. Gather yourself and know that things happen for a reason, and take it like a grain of salt. And sometimes there's some really bad situations that happen, and it's like it's almost impossible to find that light. But believe it or not, there is always, 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 always a lesson in a situation. There's always something that you can learn out of pain. So the divine goddess that we have is Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exiled Light. I give endless because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. And then we have Isis, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So I'm going to read the two divine feminines, get a little bit more information on them. I'm actually going to just skip to the part where when your soul selects her card. Saint Bridget lived in alignment with the highest, most exalted aspect of her being. She was born a slave, and yet legend relates that she gave away anything she possibly could to help those in need. Her generosity was an important indication, of the tremendous inner wealth she received from her connection to spirit. Her message to us is to connect to the inner fire, that eternal flame that feeds us more than anything external to us ever could. Read poetry or whatever feels like sacred scripture to your soul. Let your soul voice surface through some uncertain automatic writing. Or let your soul guide your body through movement. Your answers right now are in the releasing any attachment to personal possessions, clearing space, uncluttering your home, giving away what you don't need or something or someone needs more than you do, so that you have the sacred space to remember just how much you have when your soul is loud and ever present within you. The soul voice meditation. What can I clear out of my space that no longer resonates with me, right? And the intention, I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. So someone seems a little selfish. Someone's a little selfish. And Aries, you can be a little selfish at times. But release. Release that grip that you're holding on to, whatever it is that you're holding on to. And make those changes that you need to make. Have the courage to do so. Pay more attention. Understand that there's always a lesson to something. Smile, right? Give to others. Don't be so tight. And last but not least, Isis. I'm gonna read her background. Isis embodies the pure magic of devoted love. Isis is an ancient Egyptian goddess of love, fertility, resurrection, and magic. Her temples lined in the Nile Delta in Upper Egypt from the 4th century BCE to the 4th century CE. With the closing of temple at Philia, the priests and priestesses who served her were known for their miraculous healing powers. Isis is a daughter of Jeb, god of the earth, and Nut, goddess of the sky. She married her brother Osiris, When he was murdered, his body parts were scattered all over the earth. Isis searched tirelessly to remember him and then used her sexual energy to bring him back to life. Osiris' death and rebirth were celebrated annually. Isis then gave birth to their son Horus and became worshipped as the ideal wife and mother. Her association with magic originates with the sun god Ra. Isis creates the first snake in order for it to bite Ra. In his pain and near death, he gave her his secret name so that she could revive him. Isis then became more powerful than Ra and possessed the magic to heal and prolong life or to give life back to their dead. When your soul selects their card, the sexual energy that creates life can also be used to sustain it. It's significant that Isis brings Osiris back to life by making love to him. The metaphor is that by uniting life, death, body, and soul, masculine and feminine, and heaven and earth, a rebirth of resurrection occurs. The sexual energy that sex inspires exists within each of us all. the time latent and waiting to be utilized to create more life. Often, often our sexual energy and power is feared or left neglected and unacknowledged. It's a powerful, sacred life force that Isis wants us to integrate more fully. It doesn't require a pattern to activate it. It only takes awareness that it exists and the remembering of our heart to our head, our body to our soul. It takes activating the energy of our root chakra and uniting it with the crown chakra just above our head. Isis is a call for us to allow our sexuality to infuse and enhance all that we say and do. She is a sacred reminder that sex is holy. And what makes it holy isn't marriage or the certain combination of male and female, or masculine and feminine. Sex is made sacred through presence, through our capacity to become fully embodied. Soul voice meditation. What does sexual empowerment feel like to me? The intention, sexual energy, sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So you got to get more in tune with our bodies, right? We got to meditate. The answer is always within us. We have to have the courage to do something different. Have to have the courage to step out of our comfort zone and be the person that we should be, the person that we were destined to be. I'm going to pull a card from the Manifest Soulmate Oracles. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything about a soulmate or a partner. This is not a love reading. Oh, wow. Can I have a message for ancestors of Aries? Please can I have a message for Aries? For God's spirit, ancestors, God divine, Jesus. Please give me a message for Aries for the month of January. Adventure awaits. Go find it. Step out of your comfort zone. Have that courage that you need in order to do the things that you need to do. Have the courage to release what's holding you back. Have the courage to acknowledge that you're addicted to something. It doesn't have to be drugs. It doesn't have to be sex. It doesn't have to be any of that. But what are we taking for granted as well? Are we just walking around having sex with different people? Are we not taking our bodies as the temple, taking care of our bodies as the temple that it is? And I have one more message for Aries from the Manifest Soulmate Oracle cards. God, angels, ancestors. Give me a message for Aries for the month. So it says, never make permanent decisions on temporary feelings. Never make permanent decisions on temporary feelings. We gotta be realistic with ourselves, okay? Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time out to like and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one. I send out love, peace, blessings. And I hope this resonated and helped someone in some way. Take care.